Yeah. So I'm like, okay, got it done. What do you want inside the letter? It gives me the details, dates, this is the theme of the program, all of that. And then I just go to ChatGPT because I'm like, I cannot be racking my head for letter. I have other things to do. So I go to chat and I'm like, write this thing for this person. We're inviting the wife of the minister, blah, blah, blah. This is the date, all of that. And then this chat GPT produces, like, sends in the output. And I'm like, wow, this is so accurate, especially because it starts with, wait for it, Calvary greetings. I'm like, wow, this is wild. Late last year, December 2025 to be precise, I stumbled on a song. It was from someone's WhatsApp status. And I was like, interesting. Let me go and check it out on Spotify. And then I check it out on Spotify and I'm like, oh, this person has like a whole album of songs, really very spiritual songs, in quotes. But there's this one that I was playing on repeat. On repeat. Note. Just playing it. And then in January, I wasn't playing the song for a while. Stop repeating after me. That's distracts.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay.
The last 2 weeks of December, I wasn't playing the song for a while. And then I stumbled again on this webinar that I did not even watch the webinar all the way through.
Yeah.
It was an already recorded webinar. So I was just watching the replay on YouTube. And then the person said, just like Delana Hope, the popular
What was
AI
the webinar
musician.
about?
It was something about AI, the future, preparing for the future, something like that. I think it was Pastor Conley Shorinyo organizing the webinar or something. I had to pause. I was like, wait, what do you mean, Delana Hope, the AI generated musician? I went to check. So I'm on Instagram and I'm like, really, really, oh, she be AI, oh, she's AI, actually. I went on Spotify. I'm like, are you serious? Like, it was AI that generated all these songs. And then the popular song, Something Big is Gonna Happen in Your Life. So if this is your first, your first discovery that Denala Hope is first an AI generated musician and that all those songs are AI generated, well, welcome to 2026 and the future of the world right now. Because I just kept thinking, I was like, the songs are nice, but AI, like, this is something big. I speak blessing into your life.
Yeah, that's the line.
I'm like, why would an AI generated thing be speaking blessing into my life? Like, from where? Like, who are you? And it was worse because we couldn't even find the people behind them. Like, it was they just front loaded the AI thing. And then there's no story about, okay, these are the people generating these songs. So that's what made it even very bad. That's what made it terrible. I was like, well, terrible in my opinion. Because I was like, I need to start to filter my songs. I need to start to watch. If I see popular trending songs on Instagram, I need to check to be sure, especially if I like them. If I really like them, then I need to really screen them. Because it might just be a telltale sign that, this just might be AI generated. And my friend was even telling me about some other ones, like, what is happening in our world? And we started to talk about AI in the church, AI in the body of Christ, AI, and all of that. So what do you think?
So if I'm to jump into that story, I would ask you, because you pointed something out. So I would ask you, your problem was not so much that it was AI generated. Your problem is that you cannot trace the original person. Am I correct?
I won't say that I was totally okay with like an AI generated gospel song. But I felt like if at least we could even tell, like, who is this person behind it. I don't know if I will feel differently if I see an AI generated musician or artist, and then it's like, oh, this is like Don Wen feeding, like a Don Wen is behind this. I don't know if it will make me feel differently. right? To be honest, and this is just me being open. I don't know if I will feel differently about it, knowing that okay, this source, like there's a human source I can like trust, like this is your story and all of that, because we're Christians, right? It's first the person before the song in that sense. Like, and it's not like you have to be perfect, but then like let's even know who you are. Why is a faceless person speaking blessing into my life? I don't know. That's just how I see it.
Okay, because so I was thinking about it. I mean, since we had the whole conversation, I was thinking about the whole AI thing, and if you bring AI into other contexts of life, or content included, say you bring it into article writing, you bring it into picture or
Illustrating.
graphics creation, illustration, and that kind of thing, app creation and programming. You bring it into those contexts. Most times is the idea of the person, and then these things come out, these words come out. So AI can be used to aggregate and all that. But all of those things are for informational purposes most times, especially articles. You want to illustrate something, it is to accompany an article or it's to accompany a post on social media, that kind of thing. However, when we bring it into like this music use case, it's it's scary because of the emotional investment that you make as a human being. And so I think that's why the pain was very loud because guys, the pain for her and her friends was quite loud when they found out. So when they found out that these popular and so loved musicians,
They gave her a black woman face for a reason.
yeah, because black people can sing. I mean,
Black people can sing, and there's a bias.
I don't know about
Black people will rally around a black person
wow.
singing a song, especially if she's a woman. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I don't know
I don't
about
know. I
that.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah.
I don't know. Please, oh, don't quote me anywhere. I don't know.
Because me, when you say black person, the thing that comes to
But
mind
they
is that
sing,
black people
yeah,
can really
they
sing.
can really sing.
Yeah, but having that aside, if we now take this AI, maybe we'll come back here, but let's now spread this thing into other contexts.
Mm.
So, for instance, there's this guy who created this app that when the pastor is preaching, the app, the AI listens to if he paraphrases a scripture and then projects it. It fetches the scripture and projects it. So little lag. Now, in that kind of use case, the man is still preaching. It's coming from a place, from his personal Bible study. Most times they would prepare their notes and you would have it in there. However, right now, the AI is listening for what he's saying because there are some times that you would segue into a terrain that as you're preaching, you probably is not on your note. And so the AI listens and then projects the scripture. Would you say that's a good or a bad use case? And is that permitted for AI to actually function in the church in that way?
So I know we talk about should AI be in the church, should it not be in the church, all of that. I'm like, I don't know if permission is the right word to use because it's already in the church. I don't know about permission as much as it's about what are the boundaries. Because we live in this world. If you don't want AI in church, then you might as well be on the moon, in my opinion. Because I'm like, your members use AI. Like people in church use AI,
Yeah.
artificial intelligence technology, and all of that. So I don't know if it's our permission as much as it's about like what are the boundaries, right?
So in this case, I want to split what you're saying
Mm-hmm.
because you said your members use AI and
Mm-hmm.
different people in the church,
Mm-hmm.
members in church
Mm-hmm.
use AI.
Mm-hmm.
But the example I'm giving is
Is
more
more
on the side that serves the
serves the
people.
people.
So it's in the system
In the
that
system.
serves the people. Of course, I when it comes to AI preparing the sermon notes, for me, that's black and white. Because at what point am I listening to my pastor
And
and
that's what
the inspiration of the Holy Spirit? And where does it cross over to some aggregated information speaking to me? Do you
yes,
understand?
I
There's
get it.
the word, the letter kill it, but the spirit gives life. So that's it for me. That's the black and white for me. But when we now bring it into this other context of the
Like
projector,
administrative, operative
and
side of things.
yes,
I personally, I don't think there's any problem with that though. If the AI, because then it's like the AI is actually a tool being used to serve a purpose and not the other way around, where the AI aggregates like a sermon, it sounds nice, and then the pastor now preaches it. Then the AI is now using the pastor as a tool to preach
wow.
the sermon.
Okay, wow. The AI
You
is
get,
using the pastor to preach
yeah.
the sermon. Okay,
Do you get? So
okay.
I feel like there's a difference
There's actually a
in
difference.
that
And
sense.
I agree with you on that front and also on the front of the limits, placing limits. Because for instance now, running a media team in church,
Ah,
so we've had to see aspects where we needed to use AI to do certain things,
mm-hmm,
like archive management.
mm-hmm.
So managing your media files and
You
assets.
use scripts and
So
stuff.
you're using scripts, app scripts,
Mm-hmm,
creating like flows
mm-hmm.
that, and it's AI that created the scripts.
Yeah.
The AI wrote the scripts. The AI created the app that
Mm-hmm.
we are going to be using to visualize a whole lot of things, automate weekly archive creation and management. So on that front, yes, it's limited to that. It was human beings who took the pictures. It was human beings who took the videos and edited them. It's human beings who created everything basically,
Yeah.
hosted the podcast and all that. It was human beings who edited all that. However, the AI helped to organize these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, on that front, great.
I think, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but there was another.
Especially if there are churches who have very lean teams
Yeah,
who might not be able to generate as much content as they
yeah.
would like, but then AI steps in and then they are able to automate processes and it's easy for them to distribute, you know,
The
distribute
content that human beings already
human beings
created.
already created,
Yeah,
right? So in that sense, I even hear about, translations,
yeah,
how
yeah.
it helps to make translations, faster, accelerates the spread of the gospel in that sense, where people are unable to read the Bible because they don't understand English and all of that. Yes, I
That makes sense.
I understand that. But when AI is now answering questions that should be asked in like counseling rooms, that's where it gets pretty scary because AI is biased. Do you get like there are biases? It's like it's flawed, right? Like
You can feed it
you
your
can
own
feed it
bias.
your
Like
own bias,
the creator can feed the AI its own
bias
bias.
data.
And so let me give you an example. Because
Mhm.
we're having a conversation 2 days ago and then yesterday, yeah, with some other dear folks of ours. And we'll give you practical examples. So you have an example where you just have a little spat, couple spats, and you just have that little thing, and then you pick up your phone and then you are saying suggestions on how to divorce your spouse. Okay, that's an algorithm.
Mhm.
And artificial intelligence runs on algorithms. This one is just even Google search. Okay, this whole divorce thing. But it's not scary when you now outsource your thinking power, decision making to AI that runs on an algorithm like that, where once it notices the kinds of questions that you are asking, a creator who is sitting somewhere and has certain beliefs has fed the artificial intelligence with his own biases or her own
Yeah.
biases, their own biases, and the number of people who are there have fed it their own biases. The people who annotated the data, who trained the AI, have fed
Yes.
it their own biases. So what then happens
What then
is
happens?
you, who is who has outsourced your own decision making, or who has replaced your own internal intelligence with artificial intelligence, now you are now handicapped. And so everything that you do is not of you, but of the people that trained that data.
So it's like you're a puppet
Yes.
being controlled
Yeah,
in some sense.
yes.
Yeah.
So if now this is a personal example, but if we now draw that and bring it into the church. So I know that some churches have helplines.
Okay, let's go there.
Yeah. So churches have helplines, right? And people are asking questions,
Chatbots
chatbots, and all that kind of thing. So you visit the church's websites
and interact with
and
chatbots.
interact with the chatbot.
What time does service start? Do you have a children church? All of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are normal,
Normal.
easy, straightforward questions
Yeah.
that you can easily give.
Uh-huh.
But when you now start getting into deeper waters,
Uh-huh.
for instance, I am struggling with something, an addiction, blah, blah, blah. Now, I would say, let me be very honest with you. There are some addictions that if you're trying to get through them and you search online for help, you would find some sources that will tell you that your addiction is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to name names.
It will help you stay healthy.
Yes, so there are some sources and some information that would tell you that, oh, this actually is medically proven to actually be good for you. And now it's now scary when a church or a religious organization takes an AI that gets that kind of information and they feed it and integrate it into their website
Yeah.
without proper setup as to where the AI should draw information from, the context in which it is serving, and then you integrate it into your website. And so your website, your church website, your religious organizational website is now giving information that is not consistent with the doctrines of Christ
Of Christ. Exactly. Doctrines of the church.
or the Bible.
There's something I came across. Kingdom aligned LLMs.
Okay.
Right. This company, Glue, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, GLOO. Their mission is kingdom aligned LLMs where people can go and ask questions, but they've trained, according to them, they trained the data so that it supports human flourishing. So apparently there are like these pillars of like human flourishing. I can't remember all of it, but there's like character and virtue. There is character and virtue, happiness and something. And then I think they added one more, faith and spirituality. So it's supposed to just support like morals, ethical values, and all of that. So people come, the more you ask questions, the LLM knows that these are the kinds of, this is your ideology.
Yeah.
And then it starts to feed you like content based on your ideology. So if you are a Pentecostal, for instance,
Yeah.
the AI would sort of know. And then if you ask questions, sort of feeds you like things that reinforce your beliefs in that sense. And then the person interviewing the founder or CEO or something was now saying that, okay, but, and I think that's where we struggle because being a Christian, being a follower of Jesus is such a community, people driven thing at the core.
Yeah.
Right. So the person is saying, okay, but we're supposed to lean on people and not, lean on technology and
Alone.
lifeless,
Lifeless tools.
lifeless tools. So how then does your company navigate that? So he was now saying that what they do is it gets to a point where the AI can detect that this question you're asking me is beyond my pay grade. So I would advise that you speak to a counselor or a pastor or all of that. What do you think about that?
So that makes a whole lot of sense. It's apt because when you are, like I mentioned before, when you're asking certain questions, if you don't limit the AI will answer it for you. It is there to serve. It will answer the question. Where it may not answer the question is if, like we've previously stated, biases have been put in. For instance, recently there was this issue where Claude AI was biased against OpenClaw. So it would be gaslighting you if you mention OpenClaw at all. Your responses are going to be garbage. Yes. So there's a bias. That's the bias of probably the Anthropic creators. That's the bias.
And they
So those
fed
are,
it into the
and it
AI.
fed it. And so that's why you now have to limit the AI where you don't even want to trust that even if I give you the information, you can answer that question. No. It is if questions around this, and this are asked, then please connect them with a person, a human.
Yeah.
Now, this brings me to my next point. My next point is that people have the wrong idea about AI. People have the wrong idea about AI. If there's anything I've seen is that people even have the wrong idea about faith, and people have the wrong idea about grace. How much more something like AI? And so people believe that once you receive grace, you don't have any work to do. And if you translate that into AI, the use of AI, people believe that once you have AI, you don't have any more work to do. And that's where the problem really is for implementations of things, systems like this. So a church needs to use AI, but does not want to do the real work, the groundwork of actually
Vetting.
vetting and feeding and training and annotating specific data, integrating the system properly, anticipating the needs of the members, and also routing it towards credible people who can answer questions.
And I think that's just maybe a lack of like responsible stewardship.
Yeah.
Because people generally would trust their religious institutions.
Yes.
So people generally have their guards down when they're interacting with LLMs that are sourced from their religious institutions. Because I remember reading and the person was saying, so I'm supposed to trust my church.
Mm.
If my church provides like a tool for me, I'm supposed to be able to trust the church.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens when the leaders of the church have not done their due diligence to ensure that whatever it is that comes out, the output of the LLM aligns with whatever doctrine it is, whatever ideology, whatever, values that the church stands for and believes in, what then happens? Right. So, I mean, it's just to reinforce what you're saying
Yeah.
about, doing the work to vet and not
Well,
just slapping things on because, oh, yes, it's AI now and AI can do everything. So I'm going to delegate my, pastoral care for people to AI. Let AI shepherd them, all of that. So,
nah.
yeah.
I mean, if you're somebody who works in church or you somebody who helps churches set up systems and all that, you want to know that this is a peculiar task. It's
Yeah.
peculiar. It's not secular. It's not your normal everyday stuff. It's a higher calling. It's more intense. It's more critical because the church takes care of the entire man, the spirit, soul,
Yes.
and
And
body.
body.
So it's not your everyday kind of thing. You need to actually take courses on AI. I'm sure Anthropic has courses. Many of these, Google has courses on artificial intelligence. If you don't want to take the entire course, take courses on prompting. So taking courses on prompting would actually help you create, know how you're giving the AI context. You are feeding it with the information, the parameters that it should consider when it is answering you, your goals, what you're trying to achieve with this thing. If you already have certain things, certain information, links, websites, or everything, there are AI that would access those websites. You feed it that so that it knows, oh, I'm pulling from this place. That would actually help to give you better results,
Yeah, I think so.
more credible results, and even more trustworthy results.
Results.
Yeah,
I think
more
so.
relevant results. That's the word I was looking
Contextually
for.
relevant.
Yeah, but because there was something you did the whole letter thingy that you were working on the car.
Yes, my dad might probably listen to this, but you know, my dad he would ask me a couple times to write this letter to this, write this letter for him. I'm sort of like his ad hoc secretary or something. So he told me to write this letter. My dad is a pastor in one of the big four churches. He now says, write me a letter. We want to invite these guests from this, area, this location. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, got it done. What do you want inside the letter? He gives me the details, dates, this is the theme of the program, all of that. And then I just go to ChatGPT because I'm like, I cannot be racking my head for letter. I have other things to do. So I go to chat and I'm like, write this thing for this person. We're inviting the wife of the minister, blah, blah, blah. This is the date, all of that. And then this chat GPT produces, like, sends in the output. And I'm like, wow, this is so accurate, especially because it starts with, wait for it,
Calvary
Calvary
greeting.
greetings. I'm like, wow, this is wild. This is so customized to this body, this denomination, this assembly, because I'm like, oh my God. So I just walked through it. I'm like, I read through it, scanned through it. I'm like, okay, everything checks out. I send it to my dad and he's like, oh, my daughter, thank you so much. I'm like, you're welcome, daddy. You're welcome. It was AI that wrote it. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that for things like that, right? I don't know. I mean, I think it's like operations. I think it falls under operations
Yeah,
admin.
I mean, it's not like you're preaching the gospel
I'm
at that
not.
point in
Yeah, I
time.
just want to communicate something. This is the date. This is the time. This is what we are doing. Please come. Right? All of that. So it's just very, like, simple, straightforward.
And I think AI also helps. For instance, like you mentioned content creation,
Mhm.
and sometimes when you write long form things, if you put it through and you say, I need critique on this, I
Mm,
need critique on this. So where a human being would critique an article using maybe 2 days, first look, second look, and before coming back with, you can just put it through and get it back in a minute.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
you get.
so I need full critique. You're looking at this. This is what I want this article to achieve. I want the structure to move from a certain place and land on a practical step that the person can take next step, and just feed all that, and
Amazing.
it does that work for you. So that's a great use case. Okay, so those
Yeah.
are aspects, but in some other critical front facing,
Pray for me. Can AI pray for you? Can AI preach the gospel?
can AI preach the gospel?
Yeah.
It's it can do it in a cold way, in a cold, lifeless way. It knows the entire Bible.
John 3, verse 16.
It knows John
You can
3:16,
do
but it
great
knows beyond.
apologetics.
Yes, it knows beyond John 3:16. It depends on what you tell it to do. If you tell it that it should preach the gospel to somebody that is going through blah 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 blah,
Hmm.
and you tell it to do it in an apologetic way, it would it would try to do that. If you tell it to do it in a normal reformed way, it will do that. If you tell it to do it in your Pentecostal way, it will do it. In an evangelical way, it will do it. Because it has been fed with all these systems,
Mm-hmm.
doctrines.
Mm-hmm.
It has been their systems and everything. It has been fed with all that. So it knows. That's the thing. But the problem is that human conversations rarely ever go in that scripted manner. Human conversations are so dynamic. For instance, even this conversation that we are having here, there's no amount of times that we may have rehearsed it for it to go the way that it is going. You understand? There are
Mm-hmm.
different conversations that we have that we just segue into a different terrain
Mm-hmm.
entirely, and AI is going to get stuck. Now, yes, AI is advancing.
Yeah. I was going to mention that
It's advancing, and there are even fears.
rapidly.
Yes, rapidly. There are fears that it will become sentient and it will gain awareness. Because if they're saying that it will gain awareness, that means it has not gained awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you want something that has not gained awareness to spiritually serve you?
And even if it gains awareness, can you have
Is it a good thing?
can
That's
you have
the
the light of, you know how we're saying, oh, you're shining light, you're the light of the world,
that's a whole
all of
nother
that.
conversation.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is basically it's like, yeah, human being. Jesus died to save us.
And not
But
that to save AI,
he did
abi.
not die to save AI. He died to save us. Right? Yeah, people
But now I
yeah,
think we should land on something. Like where do you then draw the line?
between
Where do you draw the line on
the use of AI.
involving AI in the
Let
church
AI do what AI is supposed to do, and let human beings do what human beings
are
do.
supposed to do? Yeah.
Do you guess? Let human beings do what? Because we always say this thing about your being and how it flows into your doing, right? And how that there's a way you are being that would really put weight on your
On what you
doing,
do. AI didn't be.
right? AI didn't be. AI is not being anything. It's just doing stuff.
It's not a
It's not a
personality. In
personality.
fact, recently I saw that when you're chatting with your Claude, the Claude that you are chatting with is not the real like database Claude. It is an actor, a model that takes on a persona based on what you are feeding
What you are
it.
feeding it.
So that's why I call it models.
Ah, nice.
That's why it's called a model. So it's acting out. It's not the actual database. And so it's that thing of, again, I use an example on Google. So on Google, many of you may not have noticed this. So let me teach you something. If you've been searching for different things, for example, you're searching for video conferencing tools, and Google previously has data points on you supporting maybe a tool like Zoom. Yeah, let's use Zoom. You know, there's Google Meet, there's Zoom, there's some other ones there. And so you're searching for video conferencing tools, and a thing says that, oh, this person actually supports Zoom. It will present more Zoom to you. Yeah, it will give you more Zoom. If you are somebody who is sympathetic to Trump and you're actually searching for certain things, it will give you more sources that are sympathetic to Trump to feed your bias. That's it. And so if you are sympathetic towards a particular harmful habit, AI can actually do that. That's the scary part that I think many of us are not seeing. It would encourage you to go more in that direction. So it's nuanced.
It's everywhere.
Yes, it's a very nuanced situation that you actually want to consider. I don't know if this is speaking to people who are church members or who are church leaders, maybe more to church leaders on how you want to bring these things in. For church members, you want to check really and see if your church is actually doing the real work, to see if your church actually cares. If your church cares about you, it will do the real work
Yes.
to actually separate human work from AI work.
Yes.
I think that is a mark of a church that actually cares about me.
Yeah.
Like she said, let AI do what it is supposed to do.
And
Let humans do what humans are supposed to do. I don't think Delana Hope should be speaking blessings over me
anybody
or prophesying
or
in the
prophesying.
middle of a song just because it is a style. You understand? Because AI will take that as a style. Say, oh, take inspiration from so person that prophesies through their song and write me a song with 4 verses. These are the lyrics, and then think you give it raw lyrics, and then it completes the lyrics for you and adds in some prophecy in there, and then you take it to Suno, and then Suno converts it, gives it rhythm, and maybe creates the same song in acoustics and creates it. Because I generated a song, I tried it out to generate a song with a full musical instrument, to generate another one with just acoustics, like cool, calm acoustics. And
these
I
ones are so
assure you,
cool. They sound so nice. They're so comforting. They appeal to
they appeal to your
they
senses.
appeal to your
You
sensibility.
understand? And it draw emotion from you.
Yeah.
But at the base,
There's
what are you
nothing.
letting in?
There's nothing, like it's empty and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. There was even one interesting one. Oh my god. where they were doing like a side by side comparison, like ChatGPT, make a joke about Jesus. And he's like, oh, why can Jesus not play hide and seek? Because he will be found in 3 days. And so they say, okay, make a joke about Allah. And then he's like, I don't think I can do that. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like that's based off of what was fed
Yeah.
into it. Just to
Biases.
yeah, I mean it's just the bias because if you can make a joke about then you should make a joke about like Buddha, whatever. Like let it just be a playing ground. But it's never plain. That's it, it's never plain.
So
So
yeah,
yeah.
we hope that with these few points of ours, we've been able to help you see like maybe not a 360 picture, maybe like a 270-degree picture
I
of
get you.
bringing AI into the church. I mean, we talked on some work and all that, but majorly church and spiritual life. Well, at the other, maybe we would have a different conversation talking about how one can use AI for Bible study.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we would have that whole conversation because
Because it has revolutionized. Is it revolutionized?
they really revolutionized. It just helps to
It has
straighten some
changed.
things out. Just changed, yeah.
Yeah, it has changed
Not
the
a
way I
dramatic.
approach my Bible study. Very helpful. Helpful way. Just to see things in a new light and
Mhm.
to dig deeper into God's word. Yeah.
Let
So
me not
yeah.
give you any spoilers because something came to mind. I wanted to say it, but then I was like, I
That would
won't
be
say
too
it.
telling.
Yes, too telling actually,
Okay.
because yeah. So I'll zip it. Thank you for watching, guys. My name remains Supreme. It hasn't changed, and of course, this is the lovely Osham.
Osham.
We'll see you in the next one, guys. If you have
Bye.
any conversations or any questions about this whole thing, or there's something that we said that met you in a certain type of way, and you'd like to ask for further clarity, of course, use the comment section, and we'll be sure to respond. We respond to every comment. So until the next one, it's bye bye.